Happy Self-Love Sunday. I am Rosella Ide White, your Love Big coach. Thank you so much for being a part of the Love Big Collective, the community that I created to help nurture life-giving and justice-seeking love in yourself and in others. I believe that love truly is the answer, that love is how we grow in connection to self and to others, but also how we see justice become a reality in the world. So each week I share Self-Love Sunday messages with you, with this community, because part of my hope is to encourage and to nurture and to inspire you on this journey. I believe that one of the fundamental things that we have to do if we're going to see change in the world is actually engage the hard work of changing ourselves, but also deeply loving ourselves, because deeply loving self leads us to deeply love others. So one of the things I've been thinking about this week is compassion. I go to therapy, and in my therapy session this week, it became clear that I definitely struggle with practicing compassion with myself. I will probably be the most compassionate person and empathetic person to people outside of myself, but I really struggle with giving myself the benefit of the doubt, with thinking that I'm worthy to receive patience and grace, and with being on the receiving end of compliments, of words of encouragement, of money or gifts. All of it makes me extraordinarily uncomfortable. And when I sat with the why of it, it came back to some of my root wounds, that I feel unworthy. I don't feel worthy to receive the same thing that I give out to others. But I've also learned that if I am not practicing that with myself, then I can't practice that deeply with others. So I'm thinking a lot about that. I'm thinking a lot about compassion for self, for both Black and Indigenous folks and people of color, and also for white folks, right? We're still in this really heated and tense time, and many of us have been living in this reality our entire lives, but there are many others that are coming to new knowledge, that are coming to new awareness, and that are coming to new understanding. And I've been a part of and have witnessed so many conversations unfold where I feel like we lack compassion. And it's hard, right? Like compassion is something that we have to practice like anything else, like patience, like love, like trust, like forgiveness. We have to engage the work and actually do that. But for Black folks, I keep thinking about how are we compassionate towards ourselves in these days of intense fatigue, of just being weary, of wondering while we wander, of struggling to show up in all the different places and in all the different ways that we still need to show up because life hasn't stopped. And so I'm playing with it myself. What does it look like to take breaks within the day? What does it look like to stop and be affirming of myself, of my capacity, because my capacity is not what it used to be. I'm just tired. I'm weary. And so what does it mean to actually give myself space and grace to simply rest and to reflect and be renewed? And I think about that for my people of color connections as well. And for white folks, I'm thinking about what does it look like to have self-compassion, especially as you begin this journey, if this is something you're new to, where you not necessarily navel gaze, right? So not where you're so turned inward on yourself that you're not able to be present and be for the world, but where you actually stop and take stock and remind yourself that you are human, that you are beloved, and that you are a work in progress. All of us are works in progress. And compassion also looks like recognizing that you will make mistakes, that this journey is actually the antithesis of something that has an end point that's nice and neat, and it's actually a journey that can't be perfect. Perfection is actually a lie of white supremacy, and we'll get to that in another conversation. But the only thing that we can do is do our best, is continue to lean into love, is continue to learn, and is to continue to lead, most importantly, in our circles of influence, right? So it's not for everyone to necessarily impact the masses, but all of us have a circle of influence where we can speak life, we can speak liberation, we can speak love in ways that help move the scale. But like everything on this journey, it begins within. So I'm curious to hear from you. I would love to hear in the comments for this post, how are you practicing compassion right now? Compassion for yourself, not compassion for other people, but compassion for yourself, because that's critical to this journey. I hope you have a fantastic week in the midst of everything, that you look for joy and love and light, and that you rest, and that you remember that you are not alone. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.